Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a common phrase you might hear in debates or discussions, ad hominem. It often gets thrown around, but what does it really mean? And more importantly, is an ad hominem argument always invalid? Let's explore this tricky concept together. First, let's define ad hominem. It's Latin for to the man. In simple terms, an ad hominem argument attacks the person making a claim, rather than directly addressing their argument or statement. Imagine someone says, "We should invest more in renewable energy." An ad hominem response would be, "You only say that because you own stock in a solar company." This attacks the speaker's motive, not the merits of renewable energy itself. So, why is this generally considered a logical fallacy? Because the truth or falsehood of a statement usually doesn't depend on who says it, or their personal characteristics. If a known liar says the sky is blue, the sky is still blue. Their character doesn't change the fact. Attacking the person distracts from the actual issue. It shifts the focus. It avoids engaging with the substance of the argument. This is why it's usually invalid in formal logic. The validity of an argument rests on its premises and conclusion, not the person presenting it. However, there are situations where pointing to a person's characteristics isn't necessarily a logical fallacy, though it still doesn't prove their argument wrong. One such situation is when you're questioning someone's credibility as a source of information. If a witness in court is known for consistently lying under oath, pointing that out isn't an ad hominem fallacy if the goal is to show they are an unreliable source of facts, not to disprove their argument. For example, you can't trust his testimony, he's been convicted of perjury multiple times. This doesn't mean his current statement is false, but it's a valid reason to be skeptical of his factual claims. Another case is when a person's actions contradict their advice. This is often called tu quoque, or you too. If someone tells you to eat healthy but they only eat fast food, pointing out their hypocrisy doesn't make their advice wrong. Eating healthy is important is still a true statement. But it does weaken their moral authority to give that advice. It shows inconsistency. The key distinction is crucial. Is the attack on the person being used to dismiss their argument as false, or is it being used to question their credibility or moral authority in a specific context? If it's used to dismiss the argument itself without addressing its content, it's a fallacy. If it's used to highlight a relevant characteristic for evaluating their reliability as a source, it's not necessarily a fallacy, but it still doesn't disprove the argument's core truth. So, while ad hominem is often a fallacious way to dismiss an argument, understanding its nuances helps us navigate discussions more effectively. It's about evaluating the argument, not just the arguer. Thank you so much for watching and for exploring this topic with me. If you found this explanation helpful, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more discussions like this. Your support helps us create more content. We appreciate you being here.